I'd like to ask a question, if that's all right. And maybe this could potentially even be a whole nother room, but I'd like to ask about wealth creation and parenting, especially at a young age. The traditional advice, in my experience, basically says like when you're in your 20s, right? Find your, in your words, specific knowledge, experiment, do lots of things that don't create a ton of economic value. Find that unique thing that you can do to create wealth and add value into the world. I am 28 years old. I have 3 kids, ages 6, 5, and 1. I started having kids when I was 22, got married when I was 20. I have a very happy, very loving home and family life. That said, yeah, wealth creation is very hard with a tiny family, with such little kids, and you don't want to miss anything. And you're going, oh my gosh, I didn't have any entrepreneurial spirit in my bones when I was having kids, but I do now. When I started having kids at the age of 22, I was in college, and now I'm 28. I have a business and I'm moderately successful, like 6 figures plus, but I'm not wealthy, and I want to become wealthy. I want to build wealth. I want to find the best path to wealth creation. But more than that, I want to have a successful home and family life. And balancing the two, it can be challenging. I feel like it's something that very, very, very few people talk about, is embracing the grind of entrepreneurship and wealth creation while also raising a small family. Because oftentimes wealth creation demands an intense amount of time, especially up front. And the hard trade-off I'm looking at is, I know what it's going to take for me to take my business to the next level to build wealth. But I also know that I don't want to miss anything in my kids' lives. I don't want to be gone. My dad was gone. He owned a business and he commuted 5 days a week. And I don't want to do that to my kids. I don't want to miss things. So the question is a little bit fuzzy, right? But I hope that I've done a decent job of articulating the problem that I and some other people in society face with wealth creation, because when it's talked about, it's mostly talked about as an individual thing. It's mostly discussed as, here's what you as an individual need to do to create wealth. But the reality is, it's not just me. It's me and my wife and my kids, who are my whole life.
There is a trade-off, and I'm sad to tell you that it's a non-linear trade-off. The more time and effort you invest into wealth creation, the more returns you're going to get, and it's non-linear. So someone who puts in 80 hours a week is going to do way better than someone who has 40 hours a week, more than twice as well, probably 4, 5, 10 times as well. It could be the difference between success and failure. So there are no shortcuts here, and by taking on a young family and by wanting to spend time with them, you are absolutely making a hard trade-off. I'm not going to take that away or pretend like it doesn't matter. However, wealth creation is mostly a byproduct of knowledge creation, of creativity. So this is also hard to do, but I would say get smarter. And how do you get smarter? Surround yourself with smart people, read the right books, have the right ideas, have the right mimetics. Anyone who's started a tech or entrepreneurial company will tell you that the most important choice they made was what to work on and who to work with. Working hard was also important. It's a leg of the stool, one of the 3 legs of the stool, but it is not in and of itself enough. The corner grocery store owner is working just as hard as a tech entrepreneur. It's just a question of what knowledge they have and what they chose to work on. So one way you can shortcut the whole system of having to work hard is by increasing your knowledge, which means listening to the right people, reading the right books, surrounding yourself with the right people, entering the right industry. So I would say, if you can't work harder, think harder.